welcome to the Patch Pod. Today is episode 4. My name is Eugene Kim with fellow hosts Pauline Wong and John Bognant. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So, hope everyone's been listening to the first 3 episodes. If you haven't, check them out. Have you guys listened to it?
A little.
I have not actually.
I would take that as a no. Yeah, it's kind of. I think it's kind of weird listening to our own voices.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's completely different when we're actually, chatting on here versus listening out of more like podcast, a platform. So, but yeah, today we thought we'll carry on with not carry on. We'll finish the 2022, wrap things up. It's kind of weird to be saying wrapping things up as we've only been doing 4 episodes, only been one less than a month doing a podcast. So kind of feels weird, but then again, I think the whole reason that the fact that we did start the podcast is, I think, is a good reason for us to kind of wrap this year up. So we'll go through sort of like some of the highlights we had this year. So like how many sessions we did, how many photos we took, what were some of the memorable sessions that we did, or just any events, and maybe we'll do some New Year resolution. As the next episode will be in 2023. So yeah, how does that sound for you guys? I know,
exciting.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got the idea from like the Spotify Wrapped, which I always enjoy looking at every year. I don't know if you guys look at those.
Yeah.
Like what you
Spotify
listen to.
Wrapped?
Yeah, like what you listen to, like the genres you listen to, how many minutes you listened,
Yeah.
what was your top songs, like who your top artist. So that's where I kind of got the idea from.
Oh, cool. I don't know Spotify listen to our podcast, but I don't use Spotify.
Oh, well then.
So I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it come up already?
Yeah.
Your rap? Oh, okay. I haven't seen it yet.
It's usually like the beginning of December.
So, John, do you want to start? How many sessions you did? How many photos you took?
Sure. Yes.
Were you able to find out?
Yeah, my shutter count first.
Yeah.
So I use 2 camera bodies right now. I use the A7 III and A7 IV. So on the A7 III, I have 17,774. And then on the A7 IV, it's 32,638. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
because
hold on. I'll say wow in a bit after listening how many sessions you've done.
Yeah. No, I have to count. I have to count my second shooting with you because
yeah. No, still.
I took a lot of photos with you. So I did 2 weddings by myself, weddings / elopements. And then for the second shooting part, I did, I think, 5 with you.
You did 5. Wow,
Yeah.
you did a lot.
Already
wow.
for like when did we start? November, right?
No, as soon as we got back from Banff, so end of September.
October. Oh, September. It seems like we've been doing this for a while now. And then family sessions, I did 7 this year. Yeah, so not much. It's still focused on the portfolio building and just learning a lot from every sessions.
Cool.
So
if
how about you guys?
If I'm counting right, you did 9 sessions, and you almost took 50,000 photos.
Correct.
Oh, plus a second shoot. So
plus a second
more
shoot.
more like 15 sessions.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
You took a lot of photos.
Oh yeah. Because I experiment a lot. I do a lot of different compositions, and see how it works.
Yeah.
What is that? Spray and pray, almost. No, but I mean, I definitely have like a certain look that I want, but I try to put some variety in it. Yeah.
All right. So what do you think you were able to find a lot of composition or the sort of the look that you were going for?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've found out a lot of mistakes as well.
Cool.
So, it's part of
Yeah. Part of improvement and part of
yeah.
the steps that we go through,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How about you
And
guys?
yeah, I guess before we move on, were there any sessions that were the sessions or the moments that you thought that was sort of like highlight for you of the year? Actually, the one that I don't think you were counting, but the one I think you took the most photos is probably Banff.
Um,
In 2 days, you probably took like 5,000 probably.
I took a lot. I took too much photos in Banff.
Yeah,
That
I think
was
I think
pretty
that
crazy.
counts for a lot of photos. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Banff was crazy. I think that was probably one of my highlights because
Mhm.
like just committing to going there, it
Mhm.
really provided me a lot of opportunities when it comes to learning, like my goals, learning number one, number two, portfolio building, and then number three is also networking and just having a community. Yeah. And now I have you guys. It's really, I'm really grateful for that. And you guys have definitely helped me be a better photographer.
Glad
Yeah.
to hear that.
Aw,
Thank you.
so sweet. I love that.
Any
Eugene, you
well,
go
I guess
first,
yeah, sure.
or should we?
Yeah,
No.
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I looked up and I had about 60,000 photos that I took this year. And I've had 107 sessions. Out of 107, 31 were weddings, wedding slash elopements. And then about 50 were about couples. Couple session means engagement session, honeymoon sessions, and anniversary. And then the rest of them were baby, like a newborn baby, maternity, and family. And I think I've had two commercial. Yeah. And that's not counting two sessions left. So yeah. So yeah, it's been it was a big year for me. That's not the most number of sessions that I've done, but in terms of I think in terms of sort of magnitude, I would say, just having 31 wedding over 30 weddings. I think the most weddings I've done in 1 year before was less than 10. So
Wow.
having over 30 weddings, it's from planning to delivering and just planning all the little details of each and every wedding and just communicating with clients plus traveling, I think just took a lot of my attention away from other sessions as well. Just yeah, it was very a lot of ups, a lot of fun moments, but at the same time very stressful just trying to not mess any things up. So yeah, weirdly satisfying yet demanding year for me.
That's a lot.
I'll come back about like other highlights after hearing Pauline's.
Okay. So yeah, I had two cameras. So I actually went in and calculated because I bought both of them this year, but it didn't start the year. So I had to go back to check my other, just because I was really curious, like how many I actually took. So in total, I had 58,166, give or take. Probably is not completely accurate.
Mhm.
And I had a total of 42 sessions.
Wow.
And there were 22 weddings and elopements out of the 42. I had 8 engagement sessions, 5 proposals, and then like 2 others, which were like banquets or maybe more than other. I had a family one also, and a maternity. So it's all mixed into there. So yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, the
Wow.
surprising number for me, I think it's that or of yours is that only 5 proposal.
Yeah. And
I
yeah,
I think you did
another
like 20.
it does seem like it, I guess. But another fun fact is that I actually shot for like 7 different studio slash photographer slash friends, including myself in total.
Mm,
So that makes up the total, because I didn't really have a lot of my own. Just
Mhm.
because if I was thinking about it, if I had my own, if the 22 were my own weddings, I don't think I could be working full time and doing doing it also, because that would be
Mm.
crazy. I don't know how
Yeah,
people do it, but
that's a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you
I
mean
found like,
like
hmm?
is it because like you have to edit and all that?
Hmm.
Mm.
I think the main sort of like a draw is that the amount of communication that you have to have with the clients.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like you
Client
always like
management.
always like focus over there, and yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, like out of the 22 weddings slash elopements, how many were of your
My
own?
own. Oh, I need to check. I'm not sure. Actually, I actually have a like a Google Sheet document that I keep track of everything. I
Mhm.
can look in there,
Yeah, that's okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's really good. I wish I had that like a bit, as sort of like at the beginning, shooting for someone else and working with some of the studios, working with other photographers. Yeah, that would have been
Crazy that you've
a lot
never
more.
second shot. It's still crazy to me.
I'm waiting for John to hire me as a second photographer.
It's honestly a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Like I really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it. Like I think after starting shooting with John, at one point I was thinking, oh, if I were to be shooting this as a second photographer rather than as a main photographer, yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Less
yeah,
stress.
John, no pressure.
It's a lot of fun second shooting, like I gotta
Yeah.
say. Because
It
it's
is.
all the fun without a lot of pressure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely love it when I work with Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
get
yeah, I mean that's probably like another things that I wanted to point out is just, there were a lot of things that went through this year, but the fact that meeting some new people like you guys and meeting a lot of people at the NADA conference it was one of the biggest highlights for me. And I just delivered a gallery today and realized John and I work really well together in a sense that I'm really not good at like documentary style, but John is very, I'd say, I don't know if it's just because he take a lot of photos, but no, he's very, I don't know, how should I put it? How should I put it well? Sneaky. He was able to get a lot of shots that I was, I don't think I would have got even if I were doing second shooting. So just highlighting sort of like the sort of candid moments of the wedding party and all that. It was quite good. It was a kind of good balance to have in the gallery. So yeah, I thought that was really good. But yeah, the not a conference meeting, start working with Vocal and some of the travels that I got to do for weddings fully this year. I don't know. Maybe it does. Probably a lot of people would think just traveling to California is a destination weddings too. But and I go there. I go there so often. But I think it's just because I go there so often, it doesn't really feel like a travel. Just going to San Francisco for a day, but being able to go to Canada for the first time and going to Chicago to shoot a wedding for the first time. Yeah, those were a pretty big deal for me.
Where was the furthest you went this year for a shoot other than Canada?
I
We don't
think,
count Canada.
well, Korea.
Mm.
But it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything new. So it was. I don't know that didn't really feel like destination wedding ish. And did a short session in Hawaii as well. So distance wise, Hawaii might be a little bit further than Chicago. Uh, but yeah, actually, I don't know the distance. Hopefully, I'll be able to get to do more of that next year. I know John has a few travels coming up next year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of us. Oh, I do have a wedding that it's either you're gonna tag along with me, something like that, if you're
Hmm.
available.
Hmm. Is that a job offer or is that just
Well, you did say you wanna,
Yeah, no, if
Second
I'm free, of
shoot.
course. Yeah. If
yeah.
I'm free, then I'll definitely come along.
But
That's
yeah, actually, I have something planned because I want to do something. I have to talk to you about that actually.
okay. Yeah, and then hopefully next year might be the first year that we all get to shoot together.
Yeah.
Wedding in Hawaii.
Yes. We also have to talk about that. The
Yeah.
dates.
Yep.
I'm excited, but can we say that we're gonna do a podcast there?
Oh yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, let's talk about let's talk about next year's stuff like some other times. Any other highlights for you guys other than
Uh,
just number of sessions and number of photos that we took?
I guess
Highlights
like
for this year?
Yeah.
was
Okay.
there any like particular session that was really memorable to you or like something that you wanted to do and you got to check that off this year?
For me, I had one particular session. It was the maternity sessions that I did for my friends. It's because she also had she also had a friend that's also a photographer, and I didn't know about. And basically, I posted it in a Facebook page, like a little bit of some of the photos. And then she did comment like, "Hey, this is my friend. You did so well. You did a good job capturing the moments or this session." And at that point, I was like feeling very down because I haven't met you guys yet, and it was like I'm just a new photographer, and I really, I guess I was looking for validation, and then knowing that another photographer was like a friend of hers, I did pretty good with that gallery. It's like such a like a big boost for me confidence wise. That's one that I could think of. What else? Oh, actually, one more highlight was remember. Do you remember, Eugene, the first time we shot a wedding?
Yeah.
The very first one. It was like kind of like an interview audition, sort of.
Huh?
It was like it was kind of like an audition or interview.
Oh,
With
like for me.
yeah, well, I guess for me, I mean, because after that wedding,
Uh-huh.
we took a look at we looked at the photos, and then that's when you offered me a job basically to be a second shooter of yours after that very
Oh,
first.
okay. No, I
So that
don't think.
was like a game changer for me.
Okay. No, I don't think it was meant to be that way. But I think it's just
Well, I didn't
because
know.
we
What
were
if you?
we
But
so we were only I think a couple of days in after the Banff. So
uh,
I hadn't had time to check out your any of your Banff photos.
mm,
I think if I had seen any of the photos that you took in Banff, then then it didn't have to be that way. But I think it's just, but but for me, it's not about the technical side of things. It's for me, I think it's more of like how you behave at a
mm,
wedding.
out of my
Um,
attitude towards the
yeah,
guests and
like if
situation.
yeah, even if you take good photos, like if you run around like like when you're supposed to be like super quiet, and I'm not gonna hire you as a second photo. So I don't think it's anything
Okay,
to do with. I don't think I've ever hired anyone based on the technical side of the photography.
okay,
It's about
okay,
personality. It's about
okay.
the main is
So
it. Yeah.
I wasn't crazy. That was the
Yeah.
parameter.
You're only a little bit more crazier than I was. So yeah, that was okay.
Okay, good, good. So yeah, that was definitely one of
Oh,
highlights for me.
cool. Okay. How about you, Pauline? Were there any sessions that you thought that was like shocking or that was really good or
Well, I've always wanted to shoot in the snow. And this year I got to do it twice, which is
okay?
exciting. Like you think Canada it snows, like it does, but it doesn't happen as often as you think in Vancouver anyways. And yeah, it was exciting. I mean, the first one we went up to a mountain, so obviously we knew there was going to be snow, but we didn't know it was actually going to be snowing when we got there,
Mm,
which was challenging because your camera would try to focus on the snowflakes versus the person, which could be a cool effect, but it was difficult. Yeah, like focusing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think on 874 you can change the sensitivity
mm, yeah,
to not sensitive so that even if things go past like in front of the lens, then it
yes,
doesn't it doesn't yeah interfere. But yeah, no, that's super cool. No, but I guess I guess the natural question that I have for that is, if it snows like higher up in the mountain in like near Vancouver, do
Mhm.
people from Vancouver travel up to mountains to shoot in snow, or do people just stay away from snow because they've seen enough kind of thing?
Oh, I would think people would go up. I think you
Okay.
need to also get the couple that are willing to be a little bit cold. Because,
Yeah.
like, for example, this past proposal, like, it was super cold. I was cold. I couldn't feel my fingers. Like, and I was like dressed pretty warmly. Like, I knew it was going to be in the negatives. Honestly, like, it's challenging enough sometimes to do a shoot, but like when you're cold and you want to like get things done really quickly, you kind of everything goes out the window. Like, you kind of forget all the things you
Mm,
had in mind. But yeah, no,
right.
that was probably like a highlight for me because I've always wanted to do it and I got to do it, which is
Mm.
exciting. Another one, like for wedding wise, was this is a specific venue. It's called the Highcroft Manor. And yeah, I've seen so many photos of other people shooting there, and I got a chance to shoot there, which is really amazing. So
Nice.
yeah.
Was it a fairly big wedding?
Um, it was medium size, but like it's very like historic, like the building.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so like I've been there before for like Christmas markets,
Oh
but not
wow.
for an actually wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, those are always fun. I think probably my highlight would have to be the travel part. I think I think I no, it's I think probably my favorite session was Banff.
Oh yeah,
It's just
it is
it's just
amazing.
with all the mountains, with all the lakes, with that sort of like mirror effect. And I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I feel like I think it's easy to be a photographer there than
I was
the
gonna say that too.
other places.
Well, okay, well, to follow up with that, was there a specific session or day or whichever that was like the best for you? Because we there was a
Um,
lot. We took a lot.
yeah, I think the sort of the light and the overall setting over the clouds and everything. I think it would have to be names are so difficult. Pauline, the one
Because
with
we're in the
the
same group.
the the one that begins with M.
Melody.
Oh, Melody.
Oh
Minnewanka.
yes, yes, yes.
Minnewanka, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Lake Minnewanka. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
So that whole session was the whole we I think we shot at 4 different spots, and all of them were really good just because of the lighting was so amazing. But I think they were just good on every sessions. Like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Obviously, they're so famous for a reason. And just I think that will be my bucket list. I don't know if it will ever happen. I don't think it will be even possible to shoot in Canada, but to go up in Lake Louise and shoot at Fairmont Hotel and a wedding there, that will be top of my bucket list as of like right now. Yeah, it was so beautiful. I think there was like if I had time, if I had my own couple, there was so many things that I wanted to create, I wanted to try, but with limited time and with just being able to just trying to go to all different locations in a short 2 days is not really possible. Just going back there, I think like right now, if we go back during the winter time, maybe hike up a little bit. That had to be my highlight.
Yeah, I really love shooting it there because it's so different and compared here in Vegas. Like the lighting is different. That day that we were that like especially the first day, like it was just what cloudy, gloomy,
Foggy
foggy. So yeah, foggy,
and
so dreamy.
some fire smoke.
Yeah, so it was kind of like any direction you shoot was good because it was beautiful. Well, and 360 degrees. It was just pretty everywhere. And
That
then the
that's
light, and there's no directional light.
Yeah, that's something that I felt when I first went back to Korea, to Jeju Island, because it's an island. It's
Mm,
usually you never get really like a strong sunlight as we do in Vegas,
yeah,
and everything was just so much easier. Like I didn't have to
yeah,
pay attention to so many things.
yeah,
Like here, like if we get the angle a little bit wrong, then
yeah,
you get like really wide face
yeah.
or
Harsh. Yeah.
um. So yeah, in that sense, it was kind of nice because I could just focus on the background. I could just
Yeah,
pick the background, just take the photo.
and
So
posing.
yeah, and yeah, so just having one less thing to think
To
about
think about.
was kind of nice. But I don't want to tell you, as I think as a wedding photographer slash all the other photography job, we do have all kind of horror moment, I guess. I don't know if I shared with you, but yeah, no, this one wedding was just scary. I shot at it was a wedding at a Four Seasons, so pretty nice wedding. It wasn't the biggest wedding. We probably had about 40, less than just fewer than 40, I would say. I think the bride and groom got the ring size wrong. So after they got married, we were we went outside to take a group photos, and on the way in, the bride was like, "My ring is gone."
No.
So her engagement ring was still there because that's something that she's been wearing for a while. The wedding band was gone. And like after the group photos, the plan was me and the couple were supposed to go to somewhere and do a couple portrait session, but no, that went out the window, and everyone just looked everywhere to find this ring, and that was just yeah that and it was me who suggested to do a session to do a group photos outside. So I was feeling like, oh, what happens if they blame me?
That's not your fault. Also,
Hey, you
in
never
the contract.
That's yeah.
you never know. But at the same time, I did feel bad just because
Yeah.
is you start thinking like, what if like if I hadn't asked them to go outside to do the photos and all that kind of stuff. So no, but
Did they find the ring?
I found the ring.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So
So
you were definitely the MVP for
Yeah.
that
so
day.
so that moment of realizing she lost her ring, me feeling super bad and me feeling like, what if they blame me kind of thing, to finding the ring, and now I can do whatever I want to do to take the photos.
Wow.
That was a very
Scary.
interesting day. Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, I don't want to. No, I don't. Even if I find it, I don't want to go through that again.
So this is I'm the only one that has this fear when you take the rings that I would drop it somewhere
Mm.
that I couldn't retrieve it back.
Hmm.
Or like
And
the
then
wedding or like the wedding
and
dress, like if you're doing like dress photos
yeah.
and
So
somehow I damage it. Those are my
yeah,
fears.
even if I don't damage it, like I'm the one who take it, and if they lose it somewhere else, they could blame me for it. So I don't know if it's because of that, but I'm always asking one of the bridesmaids to come with me.
Mm.
A
So they
witness,
can,
yeah.
yeah, so they can be in charge of it, and
Yeah.
then like I can still take the pictures and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
I don't have a story to top that.
Yeah,
Luckily.
that's yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty
no,
scary.
no, that's not the area that you want to go to. No,
No,
No.
you don't want to top that.
No.
no, yeah, only the good weddings, only the fun
The fun
weddings.
ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess no, there's just to kind of add more things. I got my first publications. So yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
was yeah. So that was a big deal. Just heard back from another publication yesterday saying that they will publish another one in February. So and that's an exclusive publication. So yeah, so that one's gonna be a little bit bigger deal. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
I'm
great.
getting excited for a lot of hopefully growth. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Wow.
Congrats.
Thank you. So, anything else you guys want to add, or should we skip on to sort of like doing some New Year resolution?
I mean, I guess just to like summarize, like this year was just crazy.
Mm.
Mm.
Like, especially, I mean, because I started technically in 2019 kind of doing weddings, and I thought 2020 was going to be the year to like essentially be like this year, but obviously pandemic. And like
Yeah.
we all had no idea what to expect because we didn't know if it was going to continue on, like restrictions and everything. But it ended up being just like, it was just chaotic in a good way. Like it was just crazy.
Mm.
Like this
Yeah,
year felt really long, but also really short because it just went by so quickly because it was just so busy.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. Like it just felt really long, and I'm like,
Yeah.
2023 is still not here. But it felt like I cannot believe it's already end of 2022.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, it's
Time flew by so fast, definitely.
yeah, yeah. But I think all the wedding photographers, I think especially wedding photographers, probably like all the other photographers will probably felt the same way, but I think especially the wedding photographers this year was just a lot of hard work were put into it. So yeah, well done everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
So it brings us to 2023. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of getting scared with all the COVID scared going on right now. I don't know, some of the California area and China's a big deal right now, and
Mm.
yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if there's another lockdown.
Oh boy.
All right, 2023. So let's do like a sort of like New Year resolution. So it doesn't have to be like tied to your
Mm.
business per se, but it can be your personal goal, or it can be anything. Some of the things that you want to achieve in 2023. If you're interested to listen to our goals, maybe that will trigger you to come up with some of the goals that maybe you haven't thought of. But for this one, I'll go first. New Year resolution, I think for me is being healthier. I think getting more sleep. I'm really bad with sleep. So I wear this ring, and it kind of tells me like how long I sleep, how well I sleep. And apparently, in the past, in December, I've had average of 5 hours sleep, and I know it was less in October and November because I know I was busier. But yeah, it's then I get to start thinking about like, am I using my time wisely, and am I wasting a lot of time in different places? But I don't know. I think I am. I think I'm doing well in terms of productivity. So just getting more sleep. I think there are so many things that I want to do in terms of like a professionally, but also personally, like having a 5-year-old son and just being trying to run around and play with him. I think I need to maybe lose some weight, just get healthier so that I can do more stuff. Yeah, I think New Year resolution. I think the first step is just getting more sleep. More sleep meaning 7 hours average. We'll start with that, and then maybe I'll go for 8, and then hopefully then I'll will be able to focus better, and then probably my metabolism may get better, and work out a little bit more and lose some weight, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my New Year resolution. Sleep more. Sleep well,
Nice.
sleep well, sleep more. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty
So
good. Yeah.
So like I have a Fitbit and I can check how many hours I sleep also. But even though
uh,
I know it's not going to impact, my sleeping habits, I'm
Your
just like,
health.
oh, okay. Oh, I slept this that many hours, but it's not gonna I'm not gonna be like, okay, tonight I need to sleep more.
Would
It's
it be
just more
funny?
like curiosity versus like it's actually like motivating me to sleep more.
yeah, no, so I think that's what this ring did well. So every day, like around 9 o'clock, it start sending me notification.
Mm,
You should start wind down now so
yeah,
that you
yeah,
can sleep
Mm,
between 10 o'clock and 11:15. And I'm
yeah.
like,
mhm.
and if I get into like 10:30 and they send me another text, another notification say you should really get into get into bed.
Really persistent.
And I always just ignore it. I already know when the notification is gonna come. So
That's crazy.
I mean, I guess
okay.
for me, similarly, I want to like have a better routine, like more of a set routine every day. Like, I think I do well having like a set schedule, like waking up around the same time every day, going to sleep around the same time, and like kind of on the same like note as health is like for a while I actually did yoga every night before bed, and that really helped my body like wind down. Because for me, whenever I'm like like that's why I can't go out at night, because like my brain is wired. Like I can't go to sleep when I come home. So like just doing like even 10 to 15 minutes of like simple stretching or yoga, like my body is like ready to sleep. So like there's this 1 month that I challenged myself to do it every night, and like that was the best month I had for sleep wise. So I would recommend that, Eugene, just like forcing yourself to like even follow a video, so like motivates you to do it, so you just follow along. But yeah, 10 to 15 minutes, like not being on your phone, just do the stretch or the yoga and then go to sleep right after, because your body is like knows that it's about to like sleep and wind down, so that could be helpful.
Mm.
So that's what
You
I
know,
would want to do for next year.
yeah, no, that's actually, yeah, no, I think that's probably a better way to put what I had in mind. But yeah, that's really good. For some reason, I never thought about doing yoga at night. I always do yoga in the morning because like you're
Mm,
stiff, like out of bed. I'm
right.
always like trying
Mm.
to stretch out, and I do a lot of. I wouldn't say a lot, but I do yoga in the morning. I never thought about doing it at night. Maybe I should try
Yeah,
that.
there's like wind down yoga, like more relaxing, so it doesn't get
Yeah,
your body energized. But yeah,
yeah, I'll
so
try
yeah,
that.
having
Yeah.
just like a more of a set routine. I mean, I think this year being like switching my schedules from working from home versus working in the office, that really kind of screwed up my routine, because then I'm like, oh, I don't need to wake up early to go
Mm.
into work, so I'm
Mm.
just gonna stay up later, and yeah, that just
Yeah.
doesn't help. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, in that sense, I'm very thankful I have a 5-year-old son.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true.
I'm always waking up at the same time, so like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
You just have to sleep when he sleeps then.
Oh, that means I'll be getting like 11 hours of sleep every night. I don't think that's
That's a
that's
lot.
possible.
Okay,
Yeah, but
John,
good.
what about you?
So for me, it's a little bit related to what you guys are saying. For me, it's I guess I want to be better at time management
Yeah.
and putting more time into working out and just watching my health. Like for example, having good food, taking the time to good food in the table. I used to work out in the morning, like the first thing in the morning. That's what I would do, just work out. And my routine is kind of off right now. It's because right now I'm sick, so I usually it always makes me realize how I'm taking it for granted, like my health. Like when I'm feeling well, I'm always like, oh, I can do it tomorrow, and it becomes the next day, the next week. Whereas now that I'm sick, like I literally cannot do anything the things that I typically want to do, like mountain biking and all that. So yeah, I have to remember to like not take it for granted. Like when I feel good, I have to do the things that matters, like health, working out, and you know, doing things for myself and for my family. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are one of the things that I want to work on. But basically, putting time into things that I prioritize.
cool. I think it's just the fact that like all three of us had a pretty busy year. Like you guys both still working,
Mm-hmm.
other jobs and doing photography, and probably with more sessions that we did this year than other years, that I think definitely made us realize that, like without us being healthy and us, being able to manage our time or our routine, it's not really, even if the clients want us to come and shoot their weddings, then
Mm-hmm.
it's just not possible if we're not in that sort of
Exactly.
shape.
So
Yeah.
important.
So I think that kind of goes along well with our kind of wrap up as well. It's just, that's made us definitely realize. Well, I think it's something that we always knew, right? But you don't always kind of do stuff that we always know. So yeah, no, it's kind of nice to hear that. Like all three of us are kind of in the same line in terms of all the health related stuff, sleeping, food, and routine and time management. I don't know about other photographers will feel the same way, but I guess that's probably the reason that us three are doing this podcast together.
You can also ask that in our Facebook group.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah, that could be good. As I know, I've I've been seeing that we've definitely been getting more listeners. Yeah, I get analytics, I guess. So yeah, if you are listening to our podcast and if you do want to put some of the New Year resolution for 2023 and some of the maybe some of the highlights, I think I mean you could probably hear from our podcast, but I think all three of us are very positive minded. And one of the reasons that we wanted to achieve in this podcast is that we want to make a safe place for other photographers to kind of celebrate their achievement and celebrate, you know, even brag about some of the things that people, you know, these new photographers had to do. So, you know, our Facebook group is a you know, safe place for that. So come and tell us, come and brag. So I think this is a good wrap of 2022. We will come back next year with some of the goals for 2023. You can always find the Pitch Pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also you can see us on YouTube and Spotify. Hope you guys have a happy new year. Hope you have a safe, lovely family time. And we'll see you guys next year. All right. Bye.
Bye.